Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Hey guys, it's Random Studies here, and today we're doing manufacturing accounting. So basically, what is manufacturing accounting? So the first thing that should pop in mind is basically like a factory, okay? And the accounts of this thing is basically based upon a factory, okay? Now we're gonna do the sum, and you're kind of gonna understand what is manufacturing accounting, okay, from an IGCSE paper. Okay, so complete the sentences below using the terms, okay? So first thing first, okay, a manufacturing business is one which purchases raw materials, okay? Why raw materials? Because they are a factory and they buy unfinished goods and basically convert them into finished goods, okay? So a manufacturing business is one which purchases raw materials and by using direct labor, okay? So there has to be someone to convert those unfinished goods into finished goods, right? There has to be people, so direct labor and converts them into finished goods, right? If some units of production are only partially complete, they are known as work in progress. Okay, like as you know, some things in factory don't get completely done. The ones which don't get completely done, they are known as work in progress. Okay, and basically this work in progress has a specific place where it goes, okay, and I'll tell you that right now. So these appear as something, right? These appear as inventory, okay? These appear as inventory under the current assets heading in the statement of financial position, also known as the balance sheet. Okay, so work in progress goes in the inventory section of the current assets section, something like that, okay? So I'm pretty sure you got it, okay? So that is basically the definition of manufacturing accounting, all right? Okay guys, so now since we're done with the definition of manufacturing accounting, let's do an actual sum, okay? Because that's what carries the most marks. As you can see, this one carries 9 marks. Okay, let me just go to the question right now. Okay, get this. Okay, so this is our question, okay? And basically when you look at the question, right, there's gonna be basically 2 sections, okay? There's gonna be like opening raw materials and there's going to be like a closing section, okay? So don't get confused, okay? And you want to basically just concentrate really nicely when it comes to the question, okay? So first thing first, okay, there's inventory of raw materials and then there's inventory of finished goods. And what, there's the same thing down there, what the hell? But seriously, it's just basically the closing and the opening, opening and the closing, okay? You want to look at the dates, okay? If it's at April 1st, that's the opening, and if it's at 31st March, it's the closing, okay? And as you can see, this one is last year and this one is next year, okay? So moving on, okay, the main goal of manufacturing accounting is knowing the format, okay? And if you know the format very well, you're basically done, okay? You can do any manufacturing accounting question, but don't worry, I'm here to basically make you understand what is manufacturing accounting and how you can nail the question, okay? So first thing first, this is how the format looks like, all right? Like, I know it's kind of big, but trust me, if you like understand the concept, it'll be super easy, okay? And okay, moving on to the answer for this question, okay? As I said, when it comes to manufacturing accounting, what comes in mind is a factory, right? And factory looks at raw materials, okay? And that is exactly what comes in the start. Everything comes in the start as raw materials, like opening of raw materials, add purchases of raw materials, carriage of raw materials, and closing inventory of raw materials, okay? Everything over here in the start is like all about raw materials, okay? Get this, okay? All about raw materials, okay? So basically you take the first opening of raw materials, okay, you take the opening of raw materials at 16200. Okay, and as you can see, I wrote 16200 right there, and then you basically write all the bullshit which comes in the middle, like purchases and carriage and blah blah blah, sometimes returns of raw materials, something like that. And then you end it with the closing inventory of raw materials. And guess what? Okay, you do not write this one. Okay, you just do not, because this one is inventory of finished goods. Okay, that's not the closing inventory of raw materials. A lot of people do that, and I'm just saying you do not do that. You take this one. Okay, as you can see, this is the closing inventory of raw materials. So basically when you write that, like when you write down 17500, you basically seal the deal. Okay, and basically moving on, you put direct wages. Okay, and and then you just add on direct wages to the final amount, and that's 16,500, and that will be your prime cost. Okay, now let me tell you something. Okay, prime cost is also known as the cost which are directly related to making the product. Okay, that's why, as you can see, all these things which are wrote down right now is all contributing to making the product. Okay, direct wages, because they're directly related to the product. Closing inventory of raw materials, they're directly related to the product. Or raw materials, all of them are related to making the product, and that's why that's our prime cost. Okay, all the costs that contribute in making the product, like which are directly contributing to making the product, like for tree there's paper and all that, that's called prime cost. Okay, and now moving on. Okay, everything down here is indirected, like they do not directly contribute in making the product. They're like somehow related, like they're just not, they're irrelevant. Okay, they are not directly related. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Okay, they are known as factory overheads. Okay, they're also known as factory overhead, or you can say indirect cost. Okay, so as you can see, like supervisor salary, factory rent, depreciation of factory machinery, and cost of production and all that stuff, like as you can see, they all are indirect to the thing. Okay, so basically if you are able to identify the things which are directly related to making the product and the things which are not directly related to making the product, you can easily do manufacturing accounting. Okay, so basically you write all the things which are indirectly related. Okay, you add them up, you can get a figure, you add that up with the directly related ones and indirectly related ones, you're going to get a final amount, and that's going to be your cost of production. And that's how you do manufacturing accounting. Peace.